Music is everywhere. Every day of our lives is touched by music in some form or another. Either we turn on the car radio on the way to work or we hear the person next to us humming some simple melody. Music not only is ever present in our lives, it also affects our brain in ways even modern science can't fully explain. Now, this doesn't mean that there has not been long and extensive research done on the subject of how music affects our brain and our emotions. In fact, since movie makers have first started adding sound to motion pictures and television, they have done so with the purpose of invoking certain emotions that are meant to convey a higher level of meaning beyond the realm of language and the visual. The question comes down to how movie makers match what's on the screen with what you need to be listening to. One simple kind of match is syntactic, when the timing and the action lines up with the beat of the music. This isn't very hard to do because our mind is really good at using hearing and vision together to get a better understanding of the world. So it makes a syntactic match when someone is dancing. Or maybe when Rocky runs on beat through Philadelphia and up the Art Museum steps in Rocky 2. The second kind of match is the most complicated because it's based upon associations, both those you learn in the theater and those you bring in with you. An example of this is in Western culture, major keys are normally considered to be happy, while minor keys are sad or angry or frightening. Building off this associative pairing of film and music, we can draw some major conclusions. Music is an important device that filmmakers use to create a sense of place. Different countries have different music cultures, and film soundtracks move swiftly to accommodate and incorporate an approximation of them. Specific instruments can be used to provide local color. Standard instruments can be used in imitation of them. Specific tunes associated with specific places can be invoked or shadowed as the musicological fundamentals of specific national musics are harnessed to produce appropriate original music. Distinctive rhythms and dance forms can be incorporated, and either genuine musicians or recordings of musicians from a particular country or culture can be used to give an immediate sense of people and place.
John Wayne's teeth, John Wayne's teeth, are they plastic or are they steel? Ha ha, hey, hey, ah.
Over the semester, we have looked at many American Indian films, or at least films depicting American Indians. As each story progresses, depending on whether the Indian characters were intended to be sympathized with, the relative proportion of romantic to native music adjusts according to heighten or lessen the otherness of Native American characters. That is to say, the extent to which we can connect to them, the sense of otherness. Whether the films are showing Westerners clash with Native Americans or internecine struggles among Native Americans, two characteristics of the soundtrack stand out. The first is when the films are depicting Native Americans as, in quotes, other, both visually and ideologically, the soundtracks change to stereotypical dissonant percussive sounds accordingly. The second is that more sympathetic Native Americans are underscored with more romantic musical elements. Over the years, Native Americans have been depicted more dynamically and authentically. More sympathetic and relatable Native American characters are being shown in films, and some films are starting to create a number of Native American characters with considerable depth and appeal to mass audiences. However, Native music elements continue to convey that sense of otherness I spoke of where Native Americans are concerned. Traditionally, Native music is not being used to depict humanized or sympathetic Native Americans. Instead, romantic music, being time and geography neutral, is used for garnering sympathy and relating the stories and characters to the viewers. Overall, I believe films are misrepresenting Native music. They are also single-handedly dictating what Native music is to a wide range of audiences. By simply making Native music give way to romantic music when garnering sympathy and emotions, films are subtly but crudely marginalizing Native music. I believe old stereotypes are subtly persisting, even as we think we are progressing in our depictions of Native Americans.